Hello YouTube, it's your girl Juanita Franklin coming to you guys with another video. But before I get into what this video is about, I just want to say I hope all is well with everyone. I hope everybody's doing what it takes to keep themselves safe from this coronavirus. This COVID-19 is going around in our country. I hope everybody's finding joy, love, and happiness and peace in your lives. I hope everybody's doing fine. Okay guys, so this is an update on my autistic daughter Triana's hospital visit, and also on her condition, her health condition. Anyway, guys, as you guys know, if you guys watched my previous video before this one, if not, you guys can go back and watch it. The other night, like at 2 something in the morning, I had to call the ambulance and rush my daughter to the emergency room. She had been sick 2 or 3 days prior. She was having a bad fever that was coming and going. And then she also was rubbing her chest, and her chest was hurting. She was rubbing her stomach, saying her stomach was hurting. And then she also was rubbing her forehead, trying to say her forehead was hurting. So then she had a bad fever that was coming and going. So I'm literally thinking that, excuse me, guys. Anyway, I'm literally thinking that, okay, she's trying to come down with the flu or something, the reason she's catching this fever. So I immediately went to the store. I went to CVS Pharmacies. I bought some NyQuil and I bought some Tylenol for pain and fever for her. So I gave her the Tylenol. Then I also gave her NyQuil because I'm thinking literally like trying to come down with something, like a cold or something. So, but for some reason, I was giving it to her like a couple of days, and the pain and the fever kept going and coming. It would go, come back, go and come back. And then she kept complaining about pain. So I was off and on giving her Tylenol. And then she was literally sitting on the couch, and she was dozing off and on. And I'm trying to figure out, like, why is she dozing off like that? Because that's not like her, to just sit up there and doze off sitting up on the couch. So something told me to get up and check her. And I got up and I checked her. And she was burning up with a fever. And she was literally burning up with a fever, guys. And I gave her some Tylenol. And then she started acting like she didn't want to eat as well. And then she kept complaining. Then that was the first day. Then the second day, same thing. The fever kept coming and going. I kept giving her Tylenol and stuff. Then she was rubbing her chest. Rubbing her chest, trying to tell me her chest was hurting. Then she was rubbing her stomach, trying to say her stomach was hurting. Then she kept doing this, rubbing her forehead like her forehead was hurting, trying to tell me her forehead was hurting. So something then told me, you know what, maybe you need to take her to the hospital. My gut feeling kept saying maybe she need to go to the hospital. And so I still was trying to wait it out a little bit and just doctor on her myself and give her medication. Then like at 2 something in the morning, the pain got way worse, and that's when she started hollering. Hollering when I was trying to doze off and go to sleep, and she was hollering. So I jumped up. Hurry up, put my clothes on. Hurry up, put her clothes on, and called 911. Got the ambulance out here and rushed her to the hospital. And I'm glad I did, because they rushed her right into the room as soon as we got there. And then they immediately, start running tests on. They helped me put her gown and stuff on. And then they immediately started running tests on her. The first test they did was a COVID-19 test. They're trying to make sure she didn't have COVID. Because, COVID causes chest pains and shortness of breath and all that stuff. So, and fevers as well. So they trying to make sure she didn't have COVID. So they try to give her a COVID-19 test. They try to take the thing and swap it up her nose. But, of course, my daughter, she get nervous when it comes to doctors and stuff because she's autistic. And so they had me to she wouldn't let them do it. So they had me to take the swab. And I took the swab and swap it up both of her nose. I did. She let me do because I'm her mama. So I took the swipe thing and put it both on each side of her nose and way up in there. And then they took it. They didn't only run tests for COVID with it. They ran tests for COVID-19. They ran tests for pneumonia. And they also ran tests for the flu with the swipe thing. And that's the first test they ran on her. And then once that test came back, they told me that she didn't have COVID, she didn't have pneumonia, and she didn't have the flu. Something they said. So then they drew blood, they drew like, man, 6, 7 tubes of blood from her. They drew a lot of blood from my baby. And so then they had me take her to the bathroom, and by she being autistic, they didn't have her pee in the cup. They put this little round thing on the toilet and had me sit her on it and pee up in it. It's like a big round bag, like. And they had me sit her on the toilet and let her urinate up in there. And then once I got done, the nurse went in there and got it out the toilet. And I guess she took her to the lab so they could run tests on her because they were trying to see if she had a urinary tract infection or something like that. So then after that, they did a chest x-ray on her. They bought the x-ray machine right in the room she was in. They did a chest x-ray on her. They trying to see what was something going on with her heart and her lungs and all that stuff. Then after that test, they tried to take her. After that test, they tried to take her to the cat to take a CAT scan. Okay, my camera cut off. But anyway, so then they said they had to sedate her because she wasn't cooperating with some of the tests they tried to give her. Some of the tests they tried to give her, she cooperated, and some of them she was a little nervous. So they were saying, well, we have to sedate her because she's not cooperating with some of the tests we're trying to give her. And I said, okay. So they shot some medicine through her IV. And then she dozed off a little bit. She dozed off some. And then we took her down to the room where the CAT scan is at. And then they put her on from one bed to the next bed. And she got nervous. For some reason, she saw that big CAT scan machine. She got nervous and she jumped up. And she was scared. She was too nervous to lay back down to let them put her on the machine to do the CAT scan. And literally, then they brought her back upstairs. They said, date her some more. Took her back down there. She did the same thing. They said, date her some more. They brought her back upstairs, said, date her some more. And then they took her down for the third time. She did the same thing. So then I kept telling the doctors, I said, you guys, study giving her sedation medicine. I said, she's going to be all right. Because I didn't want them to overly sedate her and something go wrong with her. So I said, they was giving her too much medication. So I was like, is she going to be okay? Because they kept sedating her. And I was like, to me, that you're not supposed to overly sedate someone with medication. And I didn't want it to happen to my daughter. So I was like, is she going to be okay? Because y'all started shooting medicine in her IV, trying to knock her out. They're getting a CAT scan so she could take a CAT scan. And I don't know if she knew they were trying to knock her out because she kept getting nervous and jumping up. And I said, well, is it another way you guys could try to find out what's going on with her besides a CAT scan? Can y'all find out through the blood? Can you find out, can you do an x-ray on her stomach? Is it another way you guys can find out what causing her lactic acid to be high? That's what they told me. They said lactic acid was high. Guys, I have never heard that before in my life. Lactic acid, they said, it got something to do with the blood. And they said her lactic acid level was high. And they're trying to find out what caused her lactic acid level to be high like that. And then they said her heart was beating real fast. And I didn't like that either. That's another thing that worried me. They said her heart was beating too fast. And I didn't like that. And so she vomited. Man, she slept. They sedated her. She slept after 4 hours. And then she woke up and she kept vomiting. She started vomiting. She vomited like 4 or 5 times, guys. It scared the crap out of me. That girl vomited like 4 or 5 times. She just kept vomiting. And the nurse had to come in there and get this thing so she could vomit again. Because she kept vomiting. And then she vomited, it fell out on, she vomited, it was all on the floor, it was on the bed she was in. She was just vomiting like 4 or 5 times, just kept vomiting. And I didn't like that. So, the first doctor said her lactic acid was high. They were trying to figure out what caused it. They said they think it was either he said, now the first doctor said either it's 2 things. Yeah, so my camera cut off again. So like I was saying, the first doctor was saying it was either an infection or her appendix. And they were saying that those 2 causes your lactic acid to go up high. And if it's her appendix, they're going to have to do emergency surgery on her. So I immediately started worrying. I immediately started worrying, guys. I did immediately. And so at that point, I just want them to get to the bottom of what's caused her lactic acid to go up like that. Okay, like I was saying, so I immediately started worrying. So that's what the first doctor said. Now, mind you, my daughter saw 3 doctors in that hospital while she was in there. So no, they did not keep her. They did send her home. So they said that when your lactic acid level goes up, it causes severe pain in the abdominal area. And that's why my daughter kept rubbing her stomach and complaining about her stomach was hurting. Because they said that your lactic acid causes severe pains in your abdominal area. Anyway, so yes, so then that's the first doctor. Then they kept monitoring while she was heavily sedated. They had my daughter on the blood pressure machine. They kept the machine on her arm. I guess it was uncomfortable, so she kept pulling it off. Then the oxygen thing they had on her finger, she kept pulling that off as well. Then they gave her 3 shots. They gave her a shot in the shot in the arm, and a shot in her thighs. They gave her like 3 shots. So, and they end up sending her home. Yesterday evening, last night they sent her home. But, and they did a follow-up appointment with us. I got to take her back in a day or 2 for her follow-up visit with the hospital because they want to make sure she's going to be okay. What else they did? Like I said, they ran all kind of tests. They drew like 8. They ran tests twice. They drew like 7 tubes of blood. Then the second time they drew like a couple of tubes of blood. They let her urinate in this thing, and then they ran a chest X-ray and an X-ray on her abdominal area. So the second doctor was saying the same thing the first doctor was saying about an infection in an appendix could cause that. But then the third doctor came in, guys. This was like a few hours before we left. The third doctor came in, and he was saying that being dehydrated can also cause your lactic acid to go up high. And they put like 3 IV bags into her IV. And then after they did like 3 big IV bags of fluid and they put up in her. And then they ran 2 more tubes of blood so they could run a test again. Since her lactic acid still real high. But when they did the second round of tests, they said it went down back to normal. That the third doctor said it went back down to normal after they gave her all. Yeah, my camera cut off again, guys. So but like I said, the third doctor was saying after they gave her all the fluids, her lactic acid level went back down to normal. So they basically were saying that it could be dehydration that caused her lactic acid level to go up high like that. And they say once your lactic acid level goes up real high, it causes bad abdominal pain. It causes bad pain in your body. It causes bad abdominal pain. That's why she was hurting real bad in her stomach. But she's also pointing to her chest and her head, and her chest and her head was hurting as well. So they did all kinds of different tests on her, and they were saying that the third doctor said he think that she might have been dehydrated, and he said he thinks she has some infection in her stomach. That's what the third doctor was saying. So they did give me a prescription for her, guys. They also said she was constipated. So they gave her something for constipation as well. And these are all the hospital papers and stuff that the discharge paper from the hospital they gave me. And now mind you, the doctor did call today from the hospital to check on her to see if she's all right and to see how she's feeling. She's feeling the same, or if she's feeling any better and stuff like that. I got a prescription for her. I got to go get her prescription filled at CVS Pharmacies. I'm going to do that as soon as possible. I'm gonna do that as soon as possible. So I wanted to give you guys an update on her health. No, they did not keep her. They sent her home. They got her lactic acid back down to normal. Thank God it wasn't her appendix and she didn't need no surgery. And they did say she had some infection in her stomach. They did say she had she also was kind of dehydrated. She drank water, but she needs to drink way more water than she's been drinking. So I'm going to be on top of that, making her drink plenty of fluids. Make sure that infection clear up out of her stomach, her abdominal area, in her stomach or whatever. But thank God it wasn't her appendix. Thank God she didn't need no surgery. Thank you all for all your prayers. I really appreciate your prayers. Everybody that prayed for my daughter to get better. I'm thankful for every last one of you guys. I'm really, truly grateful because you guys didn't have to do that for us, but you did. I really thank you guys for your love, your support, your positivity, your prayers. I really, really appreciate that for me and her. And, I do want her to get better and stay better. So yes, my camera keep cutting out for some reason. Yeah, but so my daughter's officially home, guys. They didn't keep her. They sent her home. But we was in there 24 hours, past 24 hours, literally, before they even sent her home. So she's doing a little better, guys, than she were when she first went in there. And like I said, thank you guys for your prayers and stuff. She was real nervous of the CAT scan machine, so they didn't get a chance to even do the CAT scan on her. So they did it in a regular X-ray. So I'm going to continue taking care of my daughter, get her back healthy the way she's supposed to. And thank God they got her lactic acid level back to normal. They say that causes bad abdominal pain. It also causes, it can also mess with your body organs. It can also mess with your oxygen level as well. So, and your blood pressure. So I'm just thanking God. Her blood pressure was normal. Her oxygen was normal. Her organs, her body organs and everything was normal. Thank God for that. And I thank God for you guys and your prayers and your support and your love and being here for me and my family, rocking with us. I really appreciate you guys more than you know. It's a blessing to have you guys in me and my family's life and being there for us. So anyway, guys, I'm about to end this video. Comment, subscribe, like, share. Hit the post notification button. Stay on this journey with me. My camera keep cutting off, guys. So anyway, guys, I'm about to end this video. Once again, comment, subscribe, like, share. Hit the post notification button. You guys are my family. I love you guys. Thank you guys for your love, your positivity, your prayer, your support, for rocking with your girl, being here for your girl. Thank you guys for being here for me and my family. I truly, truly appreciate you guys. You guys are a blessing. That's a blessing to have someone to support and be here for us. All right. See you guys in the next vlog. Love you guys. Peace.